Well, hello, Grandpa here again. And this is going to be an episode of Grandpa's Kitchen. And every time I make a video, I try to make it of things that I've had to look up myself. And I really don't find any good YouTube videos on how to do these things. So anyway, I've made pies in the past. And some of them turn out good, and some of them were a little creative, I like to say it is. But anyway, last Christmas I made a couple pies, and they actually turned out pretty good. And they looked nice too. Looks are important. And anyway, what I'm going to do is do those, I think they call it lattice on the top. It's where the dough on the top, the crust on the top is crisscrossed. And I'll show you a picture here, and I'll show you how I do it. And so anyway, let's get started on it. And basically, I downloaded a blueberry pie recipe from the internet and stuff. I mean, it's pretty simple. You get blueberries or any kind of berries, add a little bit of sugar, not very much. I always put in a little bit less than they call for because I like a little bit tart on the pies and stuff rather than sweet. And you put a little cornstarch, a little bit of salt, a little bit of cinnamon, and I get the pre-made crust. They're in the freezer section in the grocery store. And then I get the pie crust, the top part. It's in the refrigerated section of the refrigerator to store. Anyway, they come in little, they're all rolled up like this, rolls. And anyway, I'll show you exactly what I do with it and how I do it and how to make your pies look good. Once you get them all mixed up, you just mix the berries up with the sugar and the cornstarch and all the other stuff. You stick it in the bottom part of the pan and stuff with the crust in there. And then you do this part that I'm going to show you how to do, because this is the hardest part, and it's even not that hard. So anyway, here we go. What you want to do is you want to have, your pie is pretty much ready. This could be a little bit fuller, but it's kind of what I have for right now. Open up your thing. You want to kind of have it somewhat warm. You don't want it too cold and stuff, because you want to have it a little bit pliable. If I can get it out of there. And granted now, this is how Grandpa does it. I don't know if everybody would want to do it this way or not, but I basically roll it out on the counter here. Make sure your counter is good and clean enough to eat off of. But you roll it all out. Get out there like that. Try not to get it all broken up and stuff. I use a pizza cutter. To me, this is the easiest way to do it. I suppose you could use it with a knife. If you're using a knife, definitely don't cut it on top of your countertop. But anyway, with this pizza cutter, what I do is I try to cut them down into about, and I start in the middle. I cut them down in about 1-inch lines or so. And I just eyeball it, is what I do. We cut them a whole bunch in about 1-inch line. Pizza cutter works pretty darn good. Nothing like using a tool what it's not intended to be used for, right? Sometimes the dough wants to stick onto this and roll up, so sometimes you got to put a finger down here to kind of hold it down. Anyway, you cut a whole bunch of them up. See how that one rolled up? They're all about 1 inch wide or so. All right, then you take your pie, and this is how I do it. Okay, I start from the middle, take a long one, and I work my way one way. I'll put it right across the middle. Now make sure I have a little bit hanging out both sides. If you have some dry area there, I'd move it a little bit more in that direction. Take the next one, and what you want to do is you want to leave about 1 inch over here. So you bring that one up there like that. Then you do the next one, and I bring it on this side. Still about 1 inch. Okay, the next one. It looks like that's about it for on that side. And then take the last one off of this side and go there with it. Okay, now you've got 5 of them on there, and there's about an inch in between each one. What I do is take, you can do it 2 different ways. I'm going to take this because it's a little bit easier. I'm going to take these 2. So you look at each one. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you would take 2 and 4, and you peel those back like that. Okay? A little bug here going on. Take one of these here, guys, and you bring it right down into here. Okay? And then you put those back. And then you take the other ones. And you peel those back. Okay? Take the next one. You bring it out about here, leaving your inch about in there. Then you put these guys back. So you can kind of start to see your pattern now. Okay? And then we take the first 2 that we did again. Take those off. I'm going to take this long one now because we're right in the middle of the pie again. Put that down. Take these 3 again. I'm just going to split the difference between this here. You got 2 little pieces left over if you needed to. All right. And you got this here. All I do with it is I just kind of pinch that down across that rim on here and kind of pull these here off. That's all I do with it. And I'm right-handed, so I'm just going to do it all with my right hand, my right finger here. See how that looks? Makes your mouth water just looking at it, doesn't it? Anyway. That is a very simple way of doing the top crust and having it look nice. After I get done baking it, I will take a picture of it for you so you can see the end results. Hopefully it'll turn out looking good. Anyway, that's how I do it. And no matter how it turns out, they all taste good. And anyway, use fresh berries. Don't get overboard on the sugar. Nobody likes a pie made out of sugar. So anyway, that's for now, right now, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.